Hey everybody, I'm Brian and this is Build a Place. This video I'm going to be debugging a problem that I had with my pool filter system. I came down to the pool to check it out the other day and the water was looking real green looking and just nasty, and I hadn't paid much attention to the pump running, but apparently the timer has got stuck. So what I did to resolve it temporary is I put it to just the manual on position. So, and then I watched the timer was set for the wrong time. So I knew something was wrong because it was set exactly right, or pretty close to being right, the best you can on a timer, but it was way off on time. So I run it in manual for a while and I kept an eye on the timer, and the timer never did move anywhere. So I figured the timer, something's wrong with the motor or something in there, something's jammed up in the timer. So we're going to take this salt generator, it's a salt chlorine. We're going to take this salt chlorine generator and we're going to take it apart, and we're going to do a test on that timer to see if it's actually turning, and we'll make sure we're even getting voltage to it. If we're not getting voltage, then it won't turn. So let's get this thing apart and we'll take it back to the shop and we'll see what's going on with the timer. This is the generator here that we're going to be taking off to take in the shop. So the first thing I do is just disconnect the power, and I have a tie strap holding that power cord in. Break that, so that's free. Then we remove the plug for the pump, and then there's a ground down here on the bottom that we'll have to ground tie. I got a wire going to, which is a straight blade screw. Loosen that up, pull the ground out, and then open this up, move the power that goes out to the cell, and that should be able to close this up and latch it so it handles out of the way. I just have a couple screws that are holding it. There's a couple down on the bottom. There's 3 on the bottom and 3 on the top. So all I gotta do is loosen them up because it's a keyed. It's got a kind of teardrop shape, or whatever you want to call it. Just have to loosen it up, and it should come right up and out. So let's take this out to the shop and we'll see what's going on with the timer. Okay, let's get this thing taken down, or let's start doing some debugging. First thing, the power cord needs to be unplugged from the wall power, and it has 2 screws. They're 5/16 inch screws, and I didn't pick up 5/16 inch. Okay, use the 5/16 inch wrench or nut driver, if you want to call it a nut driver. Take those off. Something's holding it up. Oh, there it goes. Just had to put my finger in the right hole. So here's a timer that I think is bad, I'm pretty sure. So we'll need to take and get a Phillips screwdriver to take this off. To remove the timer, there's 2 screws, 2 Phillips screws. We'll just take off up here in this corner, and take this one off down here in the lower corner. I'm going to pull this timer up as I'm taking that screw out so I can less chance of dropping that screw down into the enclosure. Oh, that screwdriver is magnetic, so that picked it up. So we look on the back. These 2 white wires, those are the AC to run the motor for the timer, and the 2 brown wires, they're in the normally, well, I guess that's normally open because they're on 3 and 4, but I guess that's supposed to be the wiper there, but that's not a very good wiper for it. But the 2 browns are on terminals 4 and 5. So it's 1, 2 is the AC, 3 and 4 is the switch, and 5 would be the normally closed. So We could take these off. Probably gonna need some needle nose pliers to get those off. We're just gonna take the AC ones off first. They're on there pretty good. And pry them out. Okay, we're just going to basically, what I want to do is make sure I get an AC in there. So I'm going to hook up my meter and just go across these two lines. So we should see 115 volts. I'm not going to touch anything. I'm just going to plug it in and see if I'm getting 120 volts. Yeah, I'm getting 120 volts going to the timer, so it should be good. So I'm just going to unplug this and let all the voltage drain out of everything before I put my hands in there. As you can see, it's still energized, so we're going to let it sit. But at this time, I'm going to get the part number on this switch. It's a TM1S/3. So I'm going to look up that timer, see if I can find it in stock. I have ordered the ditch key that I'm getting ready to place, so I'm going to check ditch key first, see if they have it, and if they do, I'll order that and it'll show up here in a couple of days. To install this new timer, we'll need to reconnect the wires. So the white wires are the AC lines. So that's terminals 1 and 2. So we'll just put those quick fast ons, I call these fast ons, onto 1 and 2. And for the switching, it goes between 3 and 4. That's a normally open side of the contacts. So we'll go between 3 and 4. And that'll make your connections. So that's done. When the timer is in the off position, it's going to be open. Then when it goes to the closed position, that's going to close that contact. And then these wires will kind of go down into this area here. There's 2 screws that hold this timer. It's on the corner, so it's right here and then the lower corner. So I'm just going to start this screw into the hole. Make it a little easier. And screw it into that position there. Just tighten a little bit for now, then I'll come back and tighten up the rest of the way once I get this screw on this corner. This is a little bit of a challenge. I went in there, now I just got to line it up, tighten this one down all the way. Finish tightening this one all the way once I get on top of it. Okay, that's done. Then we put the cover back on. Everything's secured. Check, make sure everything is secured in there. Put this cover back on. Use the 5/16 inch driver to put these screws back in. And we should be ready to put this back on. But one thing I want to do before I do that, I'm going to look at the old timer and see what times I had in my cycling. When it's on the in position, it's off, and then out is on. So it was like 6, that was like 6 p.m., somewhere in there. I'm just approximating. Then I turned it back on for a few minutes around 2 a.m., 2 to 3 a.m. And then between 8 and 11 p.m. I had it on. So that's about where I'm going to leave it at. I still need to set the time, the correct time, but I'll do that once I get it set in there. It's a difficult place to get a good video because it's kind of cramped inside this enclosure. But I'm going to mount this to the enclosure first with the 6 screws that I had and get that secure before I do anything else. That way that is done. And probably the most challenging thing is to get this ground wire connected back into that lug. Screw all the way back. Okay, that's in there. Open up the cover, put the cord that goes to the cell, make sure that's made it in good. That's made it in. We'll plug in the pump into the bottom receptacle for the pump. Okay, that's in. And then we can plug in the power to the unit. It's come on. So we're just going to turn it on automatic. It's the time right now is it's in its off time, so we'll have to wait for a little bit. The nice thing is we can turn it manually, turn the pump on right here, so that it works. So at least we know we got it wired right. But we won't know everything's working until this thing times out up to it'll be 6 o'clock this evening. Before that, we'll actually pump will come on and run the system automatically. So that's done. Well, that's all for this project. Hope you may have learned something. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions about this video or anything I did, give me a comment. I'll try to reply back. Otherwise, if you like my channel and like what I'm presenting, consider subscribing to my channel. And I think I need to get in the pool. I'm getting a little bit sweaty. It's time to get in the pool and cool off. And I'll see you on the next video.